Muktabai or Mukta was a saint in the Vakari tradition. She was born in Deshastra Brahmin family and was the younger sister of Jnaneshwar, the first Vakari saint. Muktabai wrote 41 Abhangas throughout her lifespan. Tati Uganda Jnaneshwara is one of her most insightful works, being a conversation with Saint Jnaneshwar. It is, considered, it is considered a milestone in Marathi literature. According to Muktabai, the definition of saint is the one who can digest criticism of people. According to Nath tradition, Muktabai was the last of the four children of Vittal Govind Kulkarni and Rukmini, a pious couple from Epigon near Paitan on the banks of the river Godavari. Vittal had studied Vedas and set out on pilgrimages at a young age. In Alandi, about 30 km from Pune, Sitopant, a local Yajurveda Brahmin, was very impressed with him, and Vittal married his daughter Rukmini. After some time, getting permission from Rukmini, Vittal went to Kasi, Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, India, where he met Ramananda Swami and requested to be initiated into sannyas, lying about his marriage. But Ramananda Swami later went to Alandi and convinced that his student Vittal was the husband of Rukmini. He returned to Kasi and ordered Vittal to return home to his family. The couple was excommunicated from the Brahmin's caste as Vittal had broken with sannyas, the last of the four ashrams. Four children were born to them. Nivruti in 1273, Jnanadev in 1275, Sopan in 1277, and a daughter Mukta in 1279. According to some scholars, the birth year is different. It is believed that later Vittal and Rukmini ended their life by jumping into the waters at Prayag, which is the confluence of three rivers, the Ganges, Yamuna, and now extinct Saraswati, hoping that their children would be accepted into the society after their death. Earlier, the couple set out on a pilgrimage with their children to Triambakeshwar near Nashik, where their eldest son Nivruti, at the age of 10, was initiated into the Nath tradition by Gahinath. The paternal great grandfather of Jnaneshwar has been initiated into the Nath cult by Gorakshanath. The orphan children grew up on alms. They approached the Brahmin community on Python to accept them, but the Brahmins refused. According to the disputed Shruti Patra, the children were purified by the Brahmins on condition of observing celibacy. Their argument with the Brahmins earned the children fame and respect due to their rightness, wisdom, intelligence, knowledge, and politeness. Jnaneshwar became the student of Nivrinath along with his younger siblings Sopan and Mukta at the age of 8. He learned and mastered the philosophy and various techniques of Kundalini Yoga. Siblings Nivrinath, eldest brother of Muktabai, Nivriti, was an authority on philosophy of the Nath sect. Gahinath, one of the nine Nath gurus, accepted Nivriti as his disciple and initiated him into the Nath sect, instructing him to propagate devotion to Sri Krishna. Jnaneshwar accepted his elder brother as his own guru. After the early samadhi of Jnaneshwar, Nivriti traveled with his sister Mukta on a pilgrimage along the Tapi river, where they were caught in a thunderstorm and Mukta was swept away. Nivriti took to salvation samadhi at Triambakeshwar. Around 375 Abhangas are attributed to him, but the authorship of many of them is disputed due to the difference in writing style and philosophy. Naneshwar, the second of the siblings, Dhyaneshwar, began his literacy work when Nirinath instructed him to write a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. The Dineshwari of Bhavarta Deepika was written down by such Chinananda Baba from discourses by Jnaneshwar. By the time the commentary was complete, Jnaneshwar was only 15 years old. Considered a masterpiece of Marathi literature, the Jnaneshwari's 18 chapters are composed in a meter called Ovi. Dhyaneshwar liberated the commentary, the divine knowledge locked in the Sanskrit language to bring the knowledge into Prakrit, Marathi, and made it available to the common man. He was confident that he would write in Marathi in as good as better than Sanskrit. Amrutan Amrutanubhav, written some time after, is difficult and find fewer readers, containing 10 chapters and 806 OV. The basis of this book is non dualism. The seventh and biggest chapter, 295 OV, is the most important. Apart from Jnaneshwari and Amarnath Bhav, works like Changdev Prasati, a collection of 65 OV addressed to an allegedly 1400 years old yogi named Changdev Maharaj, Hariprat, and around 1000 Abhanga. Authorship of many is disputed due to differences in writing style, are attributed to Dhyaneshwar. Sopandev, younger brother Sopandev, attained Samadhi at Saswat near Pune. He wrote a book, Sopan Devi, based on Bhagavad Gita's Marathi interpretation along with 50 Abhangas. On one occasion, Muktabai wished to cook sweet buns for her brothers, so she set off to the village to get a clay plate from the potter to roast them. A prominent leader of the village, Vishoba, who was very cruel to the children, scolded her and ordered the village potters to refuse her request. As she returned home, she was weeping with sadness. Jnaneshwar asked her to prepare the dough. He then bent down, touching the floor with his hands, and heated his back red hot, and asking Muktabai to roast the buns on it. She did so and happily gave them to her brothers. With shock and amazement, secretly watching this miracle through a window, Vishoba Chati realized the power of these extraordinary children. He rushed inside the hut, picked up the crumbs of the buns as their prasad. Seeing this, Muktabai exclaimed, "Oh, Keshara, mule, turn back." These words completely transformed his heart. He fell to their feet, crying and begging their forgiveness. When he asked them to accept him as their disciple, Nivruti requested Muktabai to initiate him. After that, Vishoba left the village in order to spend the rest of his life in deep contemplation and sadhana. He achieved self-realization and became the guru of Saint Ramdev. Likewise, Muktabai was responsible for removing and covering in the mind of Saint Namdev. When they met Namdev in Pandharpur, Nivruti, Jnaneshwar, and Sopandev in humility prostrated before him. Namdev was filled with pride because everyone in Pandharpur regarded him as a great saint. Muktabai, with great compassion for this sincere devotee, wished to remove this short-sightedness by giving him the cosmic vision. Thus, she did not fall at his feet, as her brothers did, but requested Gorakumbha, the potter saint, to test the pots. Gorakumbha understood and with his testing rod began hitting the heads of Nivritti, Jnanadev, Sopandev, and other saints who were present. All of them remained calm and quiet, upon which Gorakumbha proclaimed them fully baked. When he hit Namdev on the head, Namdev began shouting at him. Thus, Gorakumbha proclaimed him half baked. Namdev was furious at this result and ran out to Lord Vitala in the temple. The Lord told him that they were right, because he was seeing God only in Lord Vitala rather than as the all-pervading creative presence. He was asked to go to Visoba Keshar, and through his practical teaching, Namdev became fully enlightened. Muktai, the spiritual guide. Muktai is believed to be the spiritual guide of Changdev Maharaj. As the legend goes, once Muktai and her brothers were sitting in the ashram when Changdev happened to pass by. Muktai was of course fully clad, but she appeared to Changdev as unclad, and at once he turned away. Muktai then told him that he was not perfect as he still had a complex of sex and shame, and did not see God in every being. These words of Muktai had great effect on him, and he eradicated this weakness through the intense sadhana. Changdev wished to make Jnanadev his guru, but Jnanadev said Muktai was the right spiritual guru instead of himself. From this point on, Changdev took Muktai as a spiritual guide, and many references of Muktai can be found in Abhangas that he wrote. The end.